All right, so are you ready to dive deep? Today we're going deep into the world of sales, and we're learning from the best.
The absolute best.
We're talking about Joe Girard, the Guinness World Record holder for most cars sold.
Yep, the legend himself, world's greatest salesman.
Exactly, and we're going to break down his book, How to Sell Anything to Anybody.
Try to figure out what made him so successful.
And this isn't just about cars, right?
No, it's about the psychology of selling, principles you can apply to anything, really.
Products, services, ideas, anything. It's all in there.
All in there.
But, honestly, what I find fascinating is his backstory.
Yeah.
This guy, he didn't just accidentally become successful. He came from rough beginnings, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Joe's childhood, it was tough, marked by poverty, a difficult relationship with his father, constantly putting him down.
Imagine being told you'll never amount to anything.
Even predicted he'd end up in prison.
Wow. That's a lot to carry.
It is.
How do you even develop a sense of self-worth with that hanging over you?
It's a good question, but here's the thing. It kind of fueled a fire in him, this burning desire to prove his father wrong.
To prove everyone wrong.
To achieve something remarkable.
So instead of being defined by those negative experiences, he used them as fuel.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of cliche, but it's powerful, right? We have the power to choose how we respond to adversity.
We do.
And Joe, he's a testament to that. He channeled that energy into this incredible work ethic.
He did.
I mean, before he even got into car sales, he did everything.
He did everything. Shining shoes, delivering newspapers, working in factories, all sorts of things.
He even tried building houses, didn't he?
He did. Started his own construction business.
And?
Unfortunately, it failed. He trusted someone's word without verifying it, ended up in deep debt.
Ouch. Tough lesson to learn.
It was, but it shaped his future approach to business for sure.
So it seems like he was constantly hustling, learning, looking for the next opportunity.
That was moving.
What led him to car sales finally?
Well, desperation. Honestly, creditors were after him. He had a family to feed.
Yeah.
He walked into a Chevrolet dealership and basically begged for a job.
Wow, what a turning point.
It was.
It's incredible to think that this moment of desperation launched this amazing career.
Incredible.
And what's even more remarkable is his mindset going into that first sale.
Right.
He wasn't just thinking about the commission, he was visualizing it as a bag of groceries to feed his family.
Powerful imagery.
That's real hunger, that's raw want fueling his actions.
And that's a huge lesson for anyone in sales or really anything. What do you truly desire? What drives you?
What's your why?
Exactly. That burning desire, it'll push you through any challenge.
So we've got this incredible drive, but what made him different from other salespeople?
Everyone's got ambition.
So what set him apart?
Well, his perspective on the customer was different. Back then, car sales, it was a pretty cynical view.
How so?
They saw customers as mooches.
Mooches.
People to be taken advantage of.
Yikes.
It was a common view. That's rough.
Yeah. But Joe, he rejected that completely, had this epiphany at a funeral of all places.
A funeral? Okay, now I gotta hear this story.
So he noticed they always printed 250 mass cards.
Okay.
He asked the funeral director how they landed on that number.
Makes sense.
The director said, it's years of observation, the average number of people who attend.
Interesting.
And that's when it hit Joe. Every customer, they have a network, a circle of influence.
Bigger than just themselves.
Way bigger. It's not just one person. It's 250 people they might talk to.
Wow.
So mistreating one customer could damage his reputation with hundreds of people potentially.
That's a huge realization.
It was. That's Girard's law of 250. Every customer can influence 250 others. Word of mouth.
That completely changes how you think about the customer relationship.
It does.
It's not just about the sale, it's about the experience that ripples outward.
Exactly. And Joe got that better than anyone. He made it his mission, turn every customer into a happy advocate.
That's a big shift.
It is.
That commitment to relationships, that was key. Absolutely key.
So we've got the drive, the unique perspective, the commitment to relationships, but he also had a system, right?
He did. A system he built himself. Defied conventional wisdom.
Okay, let's get into some of those strategies.
Let's do it.
Let's start with cold calling.
Classics.
Everyone dreads it.
Yeah.
But Joe, he seemed to have a knack for it.
He did. And he had a unique approach. The car is ready. Tactic.
The car is ready. Okay, what's that all about?
So he'd pick a name from the phone book, totally random,
Right.
and tell them when their car was ready.
Their car was ready.
Yeah, of course, they hadn't ordered a car.
Right.
So instant confusion, but it was brilliant. It got the conversation going.
It's playful. It's unexpected. Not your typical sales pitch.
Not at all.
Most people would at least be curious, right? I guess,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Exactly. It disarmed people, sparked their curiosity, and he could smoothly transition into a conversation about their transportation needs.
So instead of a hard sell, he created an opening, a way to connect. It's a reminder that sometimes the most effective approach is the one that's unexpected and human.
Human, for sure.
And even if they weren't ready to buy right then, he'd gather information.
You would.
When might they be in the market? What are they looking for?
The long game.
He wasn't just focused on the immediate sale.
No.
He was building a pipeline, a network of potential customers.
Building that pipeline.
And he had this great analogy for it, the Ferris wheel.
I love this one.
He visualized his client relationships like a Ferris wheel, constantly filling seats, ensuring a steady flow of potential buyers.
Keep it moving.
So he's calling, piquing interest, then placing them on this Ferris wheel based on when they might be ready to buy.
Exactly.
And the key is the follow-up, right?
Huge.
Meticulous follow-up.
He recorded everything, every interaction, every detail,
Wow.
and then follow up months, even years later.
That's commitment.
It is.
It's not just collecting business cards and hoping for the best.
Nope.
It's a system, staying in touch, nurturing those connections over time.
It's how you build a strong network.
Okay, we've got cars ready, cold calling, the Ferris wheel for follow-up. What else?
Well, he was big on direct mail, but again, not the usual way.
What did he do?
He wanted to stand out from all the junk mail, create something people actually looked forward to.
Make it special.
He was famous for his I Like You campaign.
I like you.
Every month, thousands of cards, I like you, connected to a holiday or theme.
I like you. It's so simple.
It is.
It's almost childlike.
But that's the genius. It's unexpected, disarming, and incredibly effective.
People actually liked getting these.
Loved them.
It's personal, it's heartfelt, it's not a sales pitch.
Not at all. It's goodwill.
It keeps his name top of mind. You're sorting through mail, bills, flyers, and then bam, happy Valentine's Day, I like you.
Makes you smile.
It does.
Creates a positive association.
It's a reminder that sometimes the best marketing doesn't feel like marketing.
Exactly.
And he invested in quality too, right?
Did. High quality card stock, good printing. Those cards felt special.
Every touch point matters.
Every single one.
So we've got creative cold calling, Ferris wheel follow-up, personalized direct mail, anything else?
Oh yeah, we got to talk about the Bird Dog system.
Bird Dog. Okay, I'm all ears. What's that?
It's a referral program, but with a twist. Joe would pay $50 to anyone who referred a customer that led to a sale.
He's incentivizing word-of-mouth marketing.
He is, and word of mouth is powerful, especially from someone you trust.
So it's not just about the money, it's about helping friends, getting a good deal.
Exactly, feeling like you're in the know.
Okay, but where did he find these bird dogs?
Everywhere. He was a master networker, barbers, gas station attendants, doctors, anyone.
He was turning everyday interactions into networking opportunities.
Every single one.
He must have been incredibly charismatic.
Oh, he was.
I mean, how do you convince a barber to be a bird dog?
Well, the $50 helped, but he also made it easy and fun. You'd bring them a little sign, ask me about the best car deal in town.
Clef.
Back of his business cards.
Easy, low pressure.
It worked.
It's a reminder that building a network is often about making it easy for people to connect you with others.
Absolutely. And remember, no internet, no social media back then.
Wow.
Pure hustle, charm, and a genuine desire to connect.
It's inspiring.
It is.
It shows what's possible with hard work and passion for building relationships.
It does.
So we've covered unconventional cold calling, the Ferris wheel system, personalized direct mail, and the bird dog network.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but there's a common thread, right?
What do you think it is?
Building trust, exceeding expectations, creating a positive experience.
You got it, Joe got it. Selling wasn't just about closing. It was about building relationships that last.
And that's a powerful lesson. People do business with people they like and trust.
It's true.
Joe made it his mission to be that person, the one people trusted, the one they wanted to buy from.
The one and only Joe Girard.
So as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways?
Well, first, remember the power of want. What are you passionate about? What do you truly desire?
Yeah, and remember your customers. They're your most valuable asset. Treat them with respect. Go the extra mile. They'll become your best advocates.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to be creative, to be unconventional. Joe Girard didn't follow the playbook. He wrote his own.
He was an innovator.
He was.
So think outside the box, challenge the status quo, find your own unique approach to building relationships and achieving your goals.
Find your own way.
We've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive, but there's more to come.
Oh, yeah.
In part 2, we'll delve deeper into Joe Girard's specific techniques for building rapport, handling objections, and closing deals.
The good stuff.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back with you in part 2 of our deep dive into the world of Joe Girard, the world's greatest salesman.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the sales wisdom of Joe Girard.
Joe Girard, the man, the myth, the legend.
In part 1, we laid the groundwork, right?
Yeah.
Exploring his journey from tough beginnings to sales legend.
That's right.
We saw that incredible drive, his innovative sales strategies, that creative cold calling.
The bird dog system, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, bird dog system for sure.
Genius.
And we talked about his perspective on customers, right? Girard's law of 250.
Can't forget that one.
Every customer can influence 250 others.
Word of mouth is powerful.
It really makes you think about the ripple effect of every interaction.
Every single one.
So in this part, let's shift gears a bit. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of his face-to-face interactions with customers.
All right, let's do it.
Because, once he had those leads coming in, he had to know how to seal the deal.
He did.
Right.
Absolutely.
So this is where his mastery of psychology comes in, right? Creating a comfortable sales environment.
Putting people at ease.
Have you ever walked into a store, an office, and just felt instantly at ease?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're welcomed, understood.
You're more open to what they have to say.
Exactly.
You're not on guard.
Joe Girard was a master of creating that kind of atmosphere.
He was.
He knew a relaxed customer is more likely to open up and ultimately buy.
Yeah.
So how did he do that? Was it all about fancy office, expensive drinks?
Nope, not Joe. He actually rejected that whole flashy salesman stereotype.
Really?
Yeah, he understood. People buy from people they trust, people they relate to.
Makes sense.
So instead of wearing expensive suits, he dressed like his target customer, the average working person.
He was relatable,
He was
not trying to intimidate anyone.
Nope, he wanted to be their kind of guy.
And it wasn't just about clothes. Right.
No, he paid attention to his office environment too.
Okay, tell me more. What was his office like?
Well, it was clean, organized, inviting, nothing controversial, no distractions,
Weird.
religious pictures, political posters, anything that could turn someone off.
Right, you don't want to alienate anyone before you even start talking.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Instead, he displayed his sales awards, his certificates.
Subtle flex.
It was, but it established his credibility.
Oh, I see. So it was welcoming, but also professional.
The best of both worlds.
A place where people felt comfortable doing business.
That's the goal.
But he also went beyond the superficial, right?
He did. Little touches, thoughtful touches.
Like what?
For example, always had a variety of cigarettes on hand.
Okay.
Offer a pack to any customer who smoked.
Really? Just give it to them.
Keep the pack, he'd say.
That's pretty generous.
It is. Unexpected. Creates a sense of obligation.
It's a small investment that pays off big time in goodwill.
Big time.
And he didn't stop there, right?
No. Drinks too. Wine, scotch. Make the customer feel like a guest in his home.
Wow. So he was creating this hospitable environment.
That's the word, hospitable.
People felt valued, appreciated.
Like they mattered.
But what about those moments when a customer comes in, but they're not ready to talk business right away?
Ah, the awkward silence.
How did he handle that?
He was a master of observation, subtle guidance. Give them space to browse, but be nearby, ready to engage.
So he wasn't pouncing on them.
No pouncing. Patient, observant, watching body language, listening for cues.
So he's not just waiting for his turn to talk, he's actively listening.
Always listening, gathering information.
He was like a detective,
He was piecing together clues.
trying to understand their needs, their motivations.
That's it.
And he was especially good at reading their cars, right?
Oh, yeah. That was his secret weapon.
Tell me more about that.
He'd walk around their trade-in, observing everything.
Everything.
Wear and tear, stickers, even the glove compartment,
The glove compartment, what's in there?
brochures from other dealerships.
Ah, he's doing his competitive research right there in the parking lot.
He is. Wants to know what other cars they've considered, what prices they've seen.
So he's gathering intelligence before he even sits down with them.
Exactly. Smart. Right.
It's brilliant.
And he'd pick up on other things, worn tires. That means they're already facing a big expense.
Makes a new car more appealing.
Exactly. Trailer hitch. Maybe they need towing capacity.
It's amazing how much you can learn about someone just by looking at their car.
It is. Those subtle details. They tell a story.
They do. It's a reminder to pay attention. Those details reveal needs and priorities.
They do. And once Joe had a sense of their needs, their budget, he could steer the conversation towards a sale.
Okay, but he didn't push, right?
No pressure. He knew high-pressure tactics. They backfired.
They might get you a quick sale, but you lose the long-term trust.
And the referrals.
Exactly. Joe understood building trust, creating a win-win. That's the key to long-term success.
The only key.
So how did he build that trust, move the conversation forward? Did he have, specific techniques?
He did. Instead of asking if they had a trade-in, which can put people on the defensive,
I hate that question.
he'd say, let me have your keys. We'll get an appraisal for you.
So smooth.
It assumes they're already interested in trading in, subtly moving the conversation forward.
It's a gentle nudge.
It is. No pressure, no confrontation.
Okay, so he's got their keys, he's got a sense of their budget, what happens next, numbers, features.
Not yet. First, rapport, understanding their motivations.
Human connection first.
Always.
He'd chat, ask about their families, their hobbies, their interests.
Making them feel comfortable, like they're talking to a friend.
Not just a salesman.
Exactly.
And he was good at finding common ground, right?
A master, fishing sticker on their car. He'd talk fishing, mention a vacation. He'd ask about their trip.
Making them feel heard, seen.
Exactly. And he was always listening, observing, gathering information.
To tailor his pitch.
Always adapting.
It sounds like he was like a chameleon, blending in, adapting to each person.
He was reading people, adjusting his approach.
But eventually he had to steer the conversation towards the sale, right? How did he handle that?
Smoothly. Often using the test drive as a way to shift gears.
The test drive.
Remember spot delivery.
Oh yeah, that bold move.
Let them drive the car before finalizing financing.
Risky.
It was, but effective, built trust, created obligation.
Made it hard to back out.
Exactly.
And he was meticulous about choosing the right car for the test drive, right?
Absolutely, the one that met their needs, even if it wasn't what they initially requested.
He was managing expectations.
He was
making sure they experienced the car that he knew would be the best fit.
the perfect fit.
And if they were happy, he'd use that momentum to move towards the close.
Strike while the iron's hot.
So the customer's back, excited, ready to talk numbers. How did he handle the price negotiation?
Well, he was a master negotiator, that's for sure.
I bet.
But he believed in fairness, transparency, no games, no hiding anything.
So he was upfront about pricing.
He knew customers did their research. They knew the market value.
Right.
He focused on building value, highlighting features, benefits, making sure they felt like they were getting a good deal.
He was selling the experience, not just the car.
Exactly. Peace of mind, trust, a long-term relationship.
But he also wasn't afraid to walk away if the deal wasn't right.
He wasn't. Sometimes it's better to lose a sale than compromise your principles.
He had integrity.
He did, and that was a big part of his success.
People could trust him.
They knew it.
So he's closing deals, building relationships, creating this network of loyal advocates.
It's a beautiful system.
And it all comes back to trust, a positive experience.
Every time.
Joe Girard understood every interaction, every word, every gesture, it all mattered.
It all adds up.
So he was always on, always thinking about the relationship, the sale.
In a way, yeah. But it was natural, authentic. He genuinely cared.
Okay, we've covered a lot: reading cars, spot delivery, anything else.
Oh, his language. He was so good with words.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
He knew what to say and when to say it, put people at ease, move them towards a decision.
Okay, give me some examples. What were his magic phrases?
Well, instead of that closing question, are you ready to buy?
Too direct.
Way too direct. He'd say something like, if you were to buy this car today, how would you like to pay for it?
Oh, I see. He's assuming the sale has happened.
He is gently nudging them towards the decision.
And it opens the conversation about payment, which is less intimidating.
Way less scary than signing on the dotted line.
It's brilliant. He's framing the conversation in a positive way.
Empowering.
It's not manipulation, it's guidance, leading them towards a decision that's right for them.
That's Joe Girard.
And he did it with skill, empathy, and genuine respect.
He did. He was the best.
Okay, we've uncovered some really valuable insights into his techniques, but, the sales journey doesn't end when the contract is signed.
It doesn't. That's just the beginning.
In many ways, that's just the start.
The start of something big.
And that's what we'll explore in part 3, right?
We will.
Joe Girard's strategies for building lasting customer relationships, repeat business, referrals.
The long game.
Because, as Joe always said, the sale begins when the customer says yes.
Wise words.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back with the final part of our deep dive into the world of Joe Girard.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent the last two parts, really getting to know Joe Girard,
The world's greatest salesman.
the man who earned that title. And, we uncovered his story, right? His incredible story.
From nothing to everything.
His innovative sales system, those techniques for connecting with customers, closing deals.
But as we kind of hint at the end of part 2, there's one crucial element that we haven't fully explored yet.
What happens after the handshake?
What happens after the sale?
The after sale.
This is where so many salespeople, they fall short.
They do?
Right. They focus all their energy on closing the deal and then poof.
On to the next one.
Next one. It's like the relationship ends when the contract is signed.
Transactional. That's it.
But Joe Girard knew better.
Oh, he knew.
He understood the sale. It's just the beginning.
The start of something bigger.
It's the start of a long-term relationship.
Even coming back.
Generate repeat business, referrals.
The long game.
He was playing the long game, building a loyal customer base that would keep coming back for more.
That's the dream.
So how did he do that? Did he just send out like a generic thank you note?
No way, Joe Girard. Generic. Never.
Yeah.
He was a master of staying top of mind, nurturing those relationships.
Remember those personalized direct mail campaigns?
Oh, those I like you cards.
I like you cards.
Classic.
We talked about them generating leads, but he didn't stop sending them after the sale.
Never stopped.
Really?
Birthday cards, holiday greetings, just thinking of you notes.
It seems so simple.
It is, but it works. Constantly reminding people, reinforcing that connection.
Keeping his name out there.
Top of mind.
And it wasn't just about staying in touch. He was genuinely invested in his customer satisfaction.
He cared.
He had a system for tracking, birthdays, anniversaries, those important milestones.
It was like a personal concierge service.
Wow, it sounds like he treated every customer like a VIP.
They were VIPs to him.
No wonder they kept coming back.
No wonder.
And he went above and beyond to resolve any issues, make things right.
Turn your lemons into peaches. That was his motto.
I love that.
Every problem, it's an opportunity.
An opportunity to turn a customer into a raving fan.
That's it.
He had this story about a customer, bought a car, and it turned out to have all these problems, mechanical problems.
A lemon.
A lemon, yeah, the worst.
A nightmare.
And Joe, he didn't shy away from the problem. He worked with the service department, the dealership, even the manufacturer.
20 extra miles.
He was like a customer advocate.
Fighting for them.
And in the end, the customer was so impressed, became a lifelong customer, referred everyone to Joe.
That's what it's all about.
That's the power of going above and beyond.
Turning a negative into a positive.
Building that trust and loyalty.
It shows you care.
You're willing to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So Joe Girard wasn't just closing deals. He was building a community.
A community of customers.
A network of loyal customers.
His biggest fans.
They felt valued, appreciated.
And they spread the word.
The best kind of advertising.
The best. Word of mouth.
People trust recommendations from friends, family.
Like way more than any ad.
So Joe Girard's legacy, it's not just about selling cars, is it?
It's bigger than that.
It's about building relationships.
Genuine relationships.
Creating an experience that is truly exceptional.
That's the heart of it.
He set a new standard for salesmanship.
He did. The gold standard.
Proving that success isn't about tricks. It's about building trust.
Exceeding expectations.
Creating win-win scenarios.
For everyone.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of Joe Girard,
What have we learned?
What are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, remember, the sale, it's just the beginning.
The start of the relationship.
Nurture it, make it grow.
And don't underestimate staying in touch.
A card, a call, an email.
It goes a long way.
It does.
Be proactive about addressing problems.
Don't wait for complaints.
Reach out, make sure they're happy.
Happy customers. That's the goal.
And remember, every interaction, it's an opportunity
To build trust.
to create a positive experience.
Turn those customers into your biggest fans.
Joe Girard's story, it's truly inspiring.
It is.
It shows that success in sales, in life, it's about more than just closing deals.
It's about the connections we make.
It's about building meaningful relationships.
That
And it's a reminder, with the right mindset, the right strategies, we can all achieve extraordinary things.
we can.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Joe Girard.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey, learned some valuable insights
Put them to good use.
that you can apply to your own life, your career.
Make Joe proud.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Until next time.
We'll see you next time.